Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Okay, just one moment.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Agena Timiranda Syagananjana Shalakaya Чакшурун Милитам Яната Смай Шри Гураве Намага Шри Читанья Ману Биштам Стапитам Ена Бутале Свайрупа Кадама Ям Дадати Свападантикам Ванча Калпатарубия Счакри Пасинубия Эвача Патитанам Паваны Био Вайшнава Био Наму Намаха Джая Шри Кришна Читанья Прабху Нитянанда Шри Адвейта Гададхара Шри Вас Адигоура Бхакта Вринда Харе Кришна, Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе, Харе Рама, Рама Рама, Харе Харе. So today we are going to discuss, to continue our discussion on 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is called The Divine and Demonic Natures. At our previous class, we were discussing divine qualities, and even were just taking examples of Srila Prabhupada's life, how he was showing these qualities, divine qualities, in his day-to-day life, in his interactions with other living entities, preaching Krishna consciousness and giving interview and so on and so on. So it was the discussion based on the first three texts of the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Abhijatasya means that these qualities are inborn, means that each and every living entity has his past karma. So if some godly activities were performed previously, then it means that this child, next birth, he will be having some inclinations to spiritual activities, for spiritual activities. It is called Abhijatasya, and at the same time, if we don't have such karma from our past, anyway, we should not become sad because of that, because these qualities also can be awakened by practice of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada is saying in his class Bhagavad Gita 16.2 from 2 to 7, Bombay, 8th of April 1971. There is a simple method. If you take to devotional service, those godly characteristics are there. Either you practice yourself to come to the godly characteristics, or there is a simple method. If you take to devotional service, all the godly qualities automatically come. That is the process. So in this age, to develop these godly qualities is very difficult. But if you take to Krishna consciousness by the simple method, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, then automatically you develop all the godly qualities. So our past can be beneficial for our spiritual advancement, or it can be so that in past we only were creating impediments for our future spiritual advancement. But in both cases we have bright future. It is only the case that it is only the question of how much endeavors one has to put in order to achieve spiritual perfection. For some people it will be easier because part of this work was done in past, and for some people it will be more difficult. But anyway, it is possible in both cases. And we are going to the text number 4, where qualities of demonic personalities are described, and we will ask Dvarikadish Prabhuji to read the verse and translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Good evening, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text form?
Yes.
Dambodarpo Vimanascha Krodha Parushyam Evacha Agyanam Cha Abhijatasya Partha Sampadam Asurim. Translation: pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature, O son of Partha.
Mm.
Hare
S-
Krishna.
Thank you very much. So it is related to the activities of our false ego. There is false ego, there is real ego. And there is no question of demolishing ego. We cannot demolish it. Ego, it is our feeling that we are such and such personality. So this feeling is always there. We cannot demolish false ego, but we can transform false ego to real ego by developing this mood of service. And ISKCON gives a lot of opportunities to do this. Just go to ISKCON temple and they will engage you. They will engage you, they will give you some kind of seva, they will be saying that, like, well, I don't know what is the situation in Malaysia, but in Russia, usually you go to ISKCON temple and those people, they are saying, actually, we have no one to wash the pots in kitchen, or we need someone who is going to wash the floor in our temple. It is typical situation. So, and also we can have some educational qualifications. Someone is a scientist, he can preach to other scientists. We can have any particular background which can be used in devotional service in future. So there are different options. Some people, they are coming to ISKCON, joining ISKCON, having some educational qualifications that can be engaged in devotional service, can be used. And in some cases, people are coming without any particular skills and understanding who they are. And ISKCON can give them a lot of help for this, to give some understanding and direction in life. And these qualities that belong to demoniac nature, again, we can see the same word here. The same word like in case of divine qualities. Abhijatasya. Abhijatasya is again here. Again, Krishna is saying that these qualities, demoniac qualities, can be inborn qualities. It means that those who are acting like demons in this life, likely they were doing the same in their previous lives. Partha sampadam asurim. Sampadam asurim. Sampadam asurim, it means qualities. Sampadam, qualities. Sampadam asurim, it means demoniac qualities. And sampadam daivim, another term from previous verses, sampadam daivim, it is about godly qualities. Daivim or asurim. So these things like pride or ignorance or arrogance, harshness, it is related to false ego, to the self-conception that I am the main person here in my own life and in the whole world in general, and everyone has to enjoy my senses and fulfill my orders. Bhaktaram yagya tapasam. In Bhagavad Gita verse 5.29, it is said about Krishna, he is Bhaktaram yagya tapasam, he is supreme enjoyer. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, everything belongs to him. And Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, he is friend and benedictor of each and every living entity. And demoniac personalities, they are trying to imitate it. They are trying to play the role that everything should be done for them. Bhaktaram Yageta Pasam. And I have a lot and I have to get more material resources, more power, more prestige, and so on. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. The more I will get, the more I will get, the more successful I will consider myself to be. And a very vivid example is Hiranyakashipu. Like he was able to control 3 worlds by benediction of Lord Brahma. Means Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He was trying to enjoy and he was controlling all these personalities and all these material resources, and the earth, even the earth, out of fear was giving harvest, huge harvest to Hiranyakashipu just out of fear, because it is demoniac, how to say, a demoniac way to manage, or demoniac way to deal with other living entities. It is the way of dictatorship. It is the way when they suppress the willpower of other living entities and are trying to make them obedient to their own selfish orders and desires. It is demoniac qualities or demoniac nature. Again, these inclinations in one's heart, both inclinations or both natures are there, something divine, something demoniac, and if we see some manifestations of demoniac nature in ourselves, it doesn't mean that we should put a label on ourselves that we are demons, because again, one has to deserve this title of a demon. Hiranyakashipu is a demon, Ravana is a demon, and we are so insignificant. Even to become a demon, it is not a, I mean, we should not blame ourselves, or we should not blame others that they are demons or we are demons if something demoniac is manifested. It means that we should just put some more endeavors to purify our hearts, because it is like anartha, something which is undesirable for spiritual advancement, like arrogance or pride or harshness. And in some cases, yes, it is not that each and every Prabhu or Mataji always can behave like a good boy or good girl. Sometimes people, they can act in unpleasant way. Anyway, it means what? It means that we should just put some more endeavors to change our consciousness and be a little bit more introspective to understand what's going on with us. And Srila Prabhupada will help us with this introspectiveness. I'm going to show you one quote from this book, Prabhupada Quotes. He explains that these qualities, ignorance and pride, these qualities are interrelated. It is quote number 4. Unnecessarily proud, that means it is due to ignorance. Simply we have to develop either this demoniac characteristic or the divine characteristic. So human life is meant for developing divine characteristic, not this demoniac. Demoniac characteristic is already there, just like dambhaha. Dambha means pride. Dambhaha. A dog also has pride. I'm this dog. I'm a fox terrier. I'm this. I'm that. So dambhaha is there even in the dog, even in the lower animal, even in the cat. But the divine characteristic is, oh, I'm so low, Trinada Pisunnichina. I'm lower than the grass. I'm lower than the grass. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. What is this? Dambhaha. Why I should be pride? What is this pride? So that is ignorance, due to ignorance. When one man is unnecessarily proud, that means it is due to ignorance. It is interrelated. It means self-conception. Who am I? According to spiritual knowledge, spiritual understanding, it is not that we are great personalities of this world. We are just 1/10,000th tip of a hair. It is the size of soul. And this very tiny soul has a body, and this body can be small body or big body, but anyway, like Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopala Krishna Goswami was used to joke that our body's weight can be 80 kilos, but the weight of our false ego is 800 kilos. It is like this. So Mm, and so spiritual understanding means that we are trying to reject all these upadhas that are given to us by material nature. I'm this, I'm that, I am of such nationality, my citizenship is like that, my political views are like this, my religion is the best one. Many people, they are thinking like this. It doesn't depend on what religion is. My religion is the best one, and it means that I'm the best because my religion is the best. Even they are exploiting the idea of religion sometimes. They are exploiting the idea of religion to feel themselves better than they are. It is materialistic consciousness. It is not the question whose religion is the best. The question is what kind of a follower of your own religion you are. It is not the question of what kind of religion we follow. It is mainly the question what kind of a followers we are. So in Science of Self-Realization, Srila Prabhupada, he gives this he gives such explanation that we are not going to convert people from other religions to Hare Krishna. It is not our policy. It is not our way to deal with people who already are believers. But what should we do? We should try to inspire people to follow their own religion and their own rules, their own their own prescriptions in the best way. To be the best Muslim, to be the best Christian, and so on. Srila Prabhupada, he was not so much against other religious traditions, but he was really against religious hypocrisy. If we follow, we should follow. It is not so much important, Christianity or Muslim religion or whatever. The main point is that this our belonging to religious tradition should be sincere belonging, and we should not be hypocrites. And in this 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is also mentioned how demoniac personalities are exploiting this idea of religion in the verse where this inner dialogue of a demon is described when he is thinking in such a way that I have a lot of things, all my enemies are dead, and those who will become my enemies in future also will become dead, and I will be enjoying this life, and I will be performing different religious rituals in order to become more pious for my own pleasure, and so on and so on. So religion is given for what? Religion is given to convert, to transform our false ego to real ego. Ego of servant. It is the idea of religion. The idea of religion is obedience before the laws of Supreme Lord, laws that are given by Supreme Lord. Like in 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Yamaraj, he gives the definition of religion. Sakshat tu dharmam bhagavat pranitam. Sakshat tu dharmam bhagavat pranitam, which means religion, it is laws that are given to humankind by Supreme Lord to follow. And it means what? Again, let's remind ourselves about 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verses from 8 to 12, the very first qualities of knowledge, amanitvam adambhitvam, humility. It means that religious path starts from the idea that we are insignificant, we depend on Supreme Lord, and we should be grateful to Supreme Lord that He gave us these laws of life, how to live this life in such a way that we are not going to be too much entangled by material nature, and even we will be able to make Supreme Lord happy. This knowledge is given in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is the idea of religion. But because demoniac personalities, they are arrogant, proud and ignorant. It is interrelated. Pride and ignorance are interrelated, like we have got to know from that quote about dog who is barking, I'm a dog. So the same way, because demoniac personalities, they have such mentality, because of that, even religious principles, they perceive in their own way the idea of religion. We're going to speak more about how they are dealing with religious subject matters. And here also in purport, well, we can read the whole purport. Purport is quite short. Why shouldn't we just read the whole purport? In this verse, the royal road to hell is described. Royal road to hell is described. The demoniac want to make a show of religion and advancement in spiritual science, although they don't follow the principles. We have a book. You can take a note. Very nice book written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The name of this book is Bhakti Aloka. Bhakti Aloka. This Bhakti Aloka book, it is the purport, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's purport to the verses of Nectar of Instruction, verse 2, verse 3. Bhakti Aloka, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he explains in details these principles that are described by Rupa Goswami in these verses 2 and 3 from Nectar of Instruction. He explains what is beneficial for bhakti, what is not beneficial, and for bhakti, jana sangha or mundane association or asat sangha is not beneficial. And there are different categories of this asat sangha with whom we should not associate, with whom we should not have sangha if we want to keep our bhakti lata safe. And one of the categories, according to this book, Bhakti Aloka, one of the categories is dharma dvaji, dharma dvajis. It is plural. Dharma dvajis means religious hypocrites. It can be even people who are working like priests, like preachers, like pujaris. But externally they are making show that they are religious. Internally they have selfish motives. They want wealth, they want prestige, like this. So, and also Dharma Dvajis, it is not only about people who can be there in different accepted in the whole world. These world religions are accepted, like Christianity, Muslim religion, and so on. And in their structures, there can be such people who are hypocrites. But also, this term Dharma Dvaji is applicable for those who are just playing the role of a spiritual person, or who is about to establish so-called spiritual movement, which is not spiritual, which is made mainly for worshipping to the founder of this movement. Here in purport, Srila Prabhupada, he explains one of the qualities of a demon: they desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability, although they don't command respect. In some cases, there are some groups, so-called religious groups, not religious, but they are playing a role of religious groups. And some people who are demoniac people, and they are just playing the role, they are playing like they are religious. How we can understand that they are fake people, they are fake gurus, and so on and so on. That's why this conception of parampara, chain of disciplic succession, is very important. If someone claims that he is guru, or even if he claims that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Well, if he claims that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is quite clear. We should not accept him. And even Srila Prabhupada, he was advising you just kick him in his face. If he will tell you that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is clear with this situation. But if someone is saying, I'm a Guruji, I'm spiritual master, we should ask, who is your Guruji? Because if there is Guruji, then there is Parampara. If there is no Guruji, there is no tradition. We should understand what is Sampradaya, what is Parampara, these things. Because people sometimes they invent their own path of so-called salvation. And it is why they are doing this, just because they have, like it is written in purport, they have desire to be worshipped by others. Some sects and in different countries, sometimes people they are saying, I'm God, you worship me. And like one Russian writer, he told that there is no such writer who will not find readers for his own book, and there is no such person who will not find followers. It is his proverb. Any person can find followers for himself or for herself, but it is only the question of what kind of followers it will be. So if we will be a good instrument in Krishna's hands, good instrument in ISKCON mission, then there is a chance that maybe Krishna will send us some sincere people that we could help them, guide them, and so on. Not because we need prestige or to be worshipped, but because we want to serve Srila Prabhupada and we want to serve our spiritual master. If we are sincere, if we develop these godly qualities, if we are educated, qualified, empowered, and so on, then after some time, it is natural arrangement of life. After some time, some people will be there who will be taking help from our side and we will be qualified to give this help. It works like this. So let's try to be good devotees. And Dvarakadish Prabhuji wants to ask the question. Okay,
Prabhu,
let's listen to the question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
The last thing.
Yeah.
These demonic qualities are taken on by them from the beginning of their bodies in the wombs of their mothers. As they grow, they manifest all these inauspicious qualities. So before the soul enter into the mother's home, it is already a demon quality, right? We consider as a demon. There is one portion. The other portion, if the soul comes into the devotee's mother and becomes a devotee, after that, due to association, there is a possibility to become a demon.
Okay.
You understand my question?
Yeah, very clear question. Very nice question, Dvarakadish Prabhuji. Yes, association can change a person in both directions. We can degrade because of association. We can elevate ourselves. Like in Nectar of Devotion, there is a quote from Hari Bhakti Sudadaya. When you will be studying Nectar of Devotion, or maybe you already have. Did you study Nectar of Devotion or not yet? Nectar, not yet. Okay. So there is a quote from Hari Bhakti Sudadaya in that book that a human being is like a crystal. It means that you put different items around and they are reflecting on the surface of this crystal. So the same way a human being is reflecting the qualities of those people who are around him. So we should choose with whom we associate. So yes, regarding the second question, yes, it is possible. It is possible to degrade. At the same time, for example, if someone has accumulated a lot of godly inclinations during past lives, it will be quite difficult for him to to degrade. It will be difficult for him to become engaged in different sinful activities because it will be disgusting for him. But anyway, the chance is always there. That's why we should be careful in this life, choosing our association. And regarding the first question, yes, when one is in the womb of his mother, he has some qualities from his past. I will show you one verse. It is Srimad Bhagavatam, 31st canto, 31st chapter of 3rd canto. It is Lord Kapila's instructions on the movements of the living entities. Movements means movements in samsara. So here, the process is described how this embryo in mother's womb is developing. This process is described here, and then when it sufficiently developed, then this embryo starts. It is described from verse number 11. He is praying. Embryo is praying with folded hands, appealing to the Lord who has put him in that condition. Verse number 12. The human soul says, I take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears in his various eternal forms and walks on the surface of the world. I take shelter of him only because he can give me relief from all fear, and from him I have received this condition of life, which is just befitting my impious activities. I am pure soul, lying in the womb of my mother by the arrangement of Maya, and so on and so on. So when we were studying this part of Srimad Bhagavatam on Bhakti Vaibhava course, Bhakti Vigna Narasimha Maharaj, Vigna Vinasha Narasimha Maharaj, he explained us that it is not that each and every embryo is praying like this. For that, one has to practice something spiritual in his previous lives. So, yes, abhijatasya in both cases, in cases of godly qualities or demoniac qualities, anyway, it is about the past of a living entity. And this past can be godly or it can be demoniac. Like there is a saying that each and every saintly person, he has his past, and each and every sinner has his future. Maybe you have heard such statement. So yes, everything is changeable. We can degrade or we can elevate our consciousness. It depends on what we will be doing during this lifetime. Yeah. Does it answer on your question?
One more question, Prabhu. I think the
Okay.
mother's role, while in pregnancy, the mother's role also very important to culture the child.
Yeah.
Whether demon or devotee, something like that, can help, right?
We can take
We don't know the child. We don't know the soul is what kind of. Let's say that it is a demon soul comes into a mother's womb. The mother is very devoted, very is a devotee. She is trying to go in that way. That also can change the child into a devotee, right? Through the 10 months pregnancy.
It depends. It depends on if that embryo is demoniac. It depends how much he is demoniac. Maybe not to change, but to influence. Anyway, to influence, one can influence. Yes, that's why this pregnancy period, ideally, it should be how to say. She should be she should live her life this pregnancy period in sattvic conditions, as much sattvic as it is possible for in circumstances of her life. Very nice example is given in Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. The example of Prahlada Maharaj. He was in the womb of his mother, and Narada Muni was giving instruction to him, and he was able to memorize everything. But again, why he was able to memorize? Because he is not just a simple soul, ordinary soul because he has qualities to memorize and to estimate this spiritual knowledge. Okay, we are going further.
Yeah. One more thing, Prabhu. Sorry.
And
sorry,
one more
one
question,
more thing.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj is a pure soul,
Yes.
but he entered into the father. His father is a demon,
Yeah.
then impregnated into a mother.
Mm-hmm.
So how can a pure soul goes into through the demon father enter into a mother? Will that be a question?
Well, this story is
The
related to...
Leela?
Yeah? I'm saying that this story is related to another story, which is there in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when two doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay, they didn't allow four Kumaras to enter in spiritual abode. And because of that, you can read this story in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And because of that, Supreme Lord arranged, he gave some kind of punishment to Jaya and Vijaya that they will be taking birth as demons, like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, like this. And 3 times. So it means that actually Hiranyakashipu, like also Ravana and Hiranyaksha, they are externally demons, they are playing roles of a demon, but internally they are Jai and Vijay, they are doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. But they are playing this role of a demon so nicely that even when we read this story in 7th canto of Bhagavatam, this story of Hiranyakashipu and how he was torturing everyone in the universe, we sometimes forget who is he. It is Krishna's arrangement that he decided to arrange such lila. Mm-hmm. That lila,
that is not sorry, Prabhu, that is not the original demon. They are only it's a lila to show into the play.
Yeah, yes.
The originally they do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is an interesting story about Jai, Vijay, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and so on. They desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability, although they don't command respect. Over trifles, they become very angry and speak harshly, not gently. Also, it is important point regarding our dealings with devotees. And in 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, austerity of tongue, austerity of speech will be described, like we should speak nicely with devotees, sometimes just because of our past, or again because of those people with whom we were associating before joining ISKCON. We can have this habit to speak harshly with devotees. Some devotees, they experience this trouble. It is difficult for them not to be harsh with others, and it is impediment. It is impediment on spiritual path. And but anyway, situation can be changed, qualities can be changed. It is question of our efforts and Krishna's mercy. They do everything whimsically according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority. These demoniac qualities are taken on by them from the beginning of their bodies in the womb of their mothers, and as they grow, they manifest all these inauspicious qualities. Means they are not manifesting all inauspicious qualities immediately, they are manifesting one by one gradually. But anyway, everything starts from very beginning, from their presence in the womb of mother. Again, that's why Garbhadana Samskara is really recommended, because Garbhadana Samskara, it is the process when devotees, they are trying to invite suitable soul to the womb of a mother. Otherwise, if this process of sexual intercourse happens without any preparation, without any spiritual preparation, meditation, and so on, then they will be suffering with their children. So Garbhadana Samskara is needed. Like we were discussing this last time, it is not that it is 100% that we will get pure devotee in our family, but anyway, we should put some endeavors and and let's see what will happen. Verse number 5, Narottama Prabhuji, please read this verse number 5. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Babuji. Devi sampad vimokshaya nibandha syasuri mata masuchaha sampadam devim abhijato asi pandava. Translation. The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities. Hare Krishna.
So you see here Lord Krishna is trying to pacify and encourage Arjuna by telling that he is already born with divine qualities, with Sampadam Daivim. Sampadam Daivim. Because as far as we remember from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was giving arguments to Krishna why he is not going to fight. And one of the arguments that he didn't want to get sinful reactions. And here, in this verse 16.5, Krishna explains to Arjuna that actually, well, he already explained it in 11th chapter, right? Very nicely explained, and it was illustrated by Vishvarupa, by universal form, that actually everything is predestined, and it is clear, we know what will happen, and now you, Arjuna, you can just take part, or you can avoid this battle, but better you take part and become glorious. It was Krishna's plan. Like devotee, he is trying to glorify Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is trying to glorify his devotee. So he is saying, Krishna is saying that you take part in this Kurukshetra battlefield and become glorious. All glory belongs to Krishna. He is Bhagavan. He has these 6 opulences: glory, strength, wealth, knowledge, beauty, renunciation, right? 6. So he has the whole glory goes from him, so he can share he can share glory with his sincere servants out of gratitude. Servants are grateful to Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is grateful to his servants. It is how they are reciprocating to each other. So Lord Krishna, he is encouraging Arjuna that Arjuna was not born with demoniac qualities. His involvement in this fight was not demoniac because he was considering the pros and cons. He was considering whether respectable persons such as Bhishma, Drona should be killed or not. So he was not acting under the influence of anger, false prestige, or harshness. This point is really important. He was thinking. It is not that he was just under influence of his emotions, like anger or harshness. He was thinking, should I do this or I should not do? And to be conscious, to be introspective, it is very important quality of a devotee. To think what I'm doing, what will be the consequences of my actions. Therefore, he was not of the quality of the demons, because qualities of the demons, demon is always determined. He always thinks, I am right. We will be reading about this in next verses of 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter. I am always right. It is position of a demon. He is really determined to follow his own understanding, his own vision. But devotees, they are introspective and they are thinking, am I right or not? What is better to do? They are ready to ask, Haribol? What's going on? Okay, Hare Krishna. Sarva Lokka Pati Krishna Prabhuji. You are not driving today, right? Not driving. Okay, good. So he was thinking what to do, what is the better option. It is normal. We have spiritual authorities, we have spiritual master, we should consult with them what to do. Demons, they don't need any consultations, they don't need any authorities. They are just determined to follow their own understanding. We should consult. And also we should know from Sri Upanishad. By the way, have you already studied Sri Upanishad or not? Not yet. Also, means where it is the first book in this course, or you have studied something before in this Bhakti Shastri batch. It is the first one, right?
No, Prabhu. We started with Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, we are studying Bhagavad Gita, but in Bhakti Shastri you have 3 books more. So I'm asking you.
Yes, this is coming after. They're coming after.
So Bhagavad Gita is the first book in this batch, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
very nice, very nice. So in Sri Upanishad you will get to know that our senses are imperfect, we are inclined to commit mistakes. 4 imperfections of conditioned soul are described in Sri Upanishad, in the preface to Sri Upanishad. Even if you didn't study Sri Upanishad in Bhakti Shastri course yet, anyway you can open this book when you will have some free time and read this preface. Preface is quite short and you will get to know about these 4 imperfections of conditioned soul. So devotee, he knows, okay, I'm conditioned, I can commit mistakes, I can be I have this inclination to commit mistakes, so let me just discuss what is the best way to act in such and such situation. Let me just discuss it with those who are more experienced, mature, and so on. And it is very nice symptom. Arjuna also, he has some arguments. He told these arguments to Krishna, why he is not going to fight. But it is not that he just put comma. It is not that he just listed these arguments and came to the conclusion that I'm not going to fight. And when he came to this conclusion, he is not going to listen to anyone. It is not like this. Anyway, Arjuna is asking Krishna what to do. Kaitava, Karpanya dosha pachata svabhavach, Prichhami dharm, Karpanya dosha pachata svabhavach,
dharma samoda chetaha.
Chetaha?
Yatrayastanistitam bruhi tanme shishasteham shadimam tvam prapannam.
Oh, thank you very much. Shishyasteham, it means I'm your disciple. Shishyasteham, shadhimam tvam prapanam, I'm surrendered to you. Shadhimam tvam, just guide me. I'm a surrendered soul, now guide me. So it is the position of Arjuna. That's why he is disciple, that's why Krishna gives these instructions of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. He is not going to, he is not going to convince Arjuna against his will. It is like a dialogue. And at the end of this dialogue, in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he is saying to Arjuna that now you have heard everything, now you act according to your own desire. You act according to your own desire. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains what does it mean to act according to the desire. It means if I was listening to Bhagavad Gita attentively, if I really understood the message of Bhagavad Gita, then this desire to follow Krishna's will be my nature of desire, just because of this purification, which happens with me when I listen to Bhagavad Gita. Then this desire to surrender ourselves to Supreme Lord is there. If this process of Shravanam, of listening, was going on properly, otherwise, Arjuna is free to ask the questions if something is not clear. So this famous verse, now you do whatever, now you act according to your desire, it means that Krishna refers to this spiritual desire which should be awakened in one's heart after reading or after listening Bhagavad Gita. It is normal. So he gives this freedom. He gives Bhagavad Gita the same way free will is always there. You can act whatever. It means that Krishna, he is able to see that Arjuna is obedient, and he values this quality of obedience, Arjuna's quality. But at the same time, living entities, parts and parcels of Krishna, they are not robots. They are not machines. You push the button and this machine obediently does whatever you like. Or car. You are driving the car. Sarva Lokapati Krishna Prabhu. You are driving the car and car follows your orders. If car is not broken, then car can be driven nicely. But living entity has free will. And Krishna knows that this free will is there. So he just gives the vision. A few times Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it is like that and this is like that, and it is my opinion. It is not that it is just someone's opinion, it is Krishna's opinion. But anyway, he gives a choice. Are you going to follow or no, you are not going to follow? He is not going to convince Krishna against his will. Those who convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. It is the law of material life. If we are trying to convince someone against his will, he will be of the same opinion still. It is one British poet. He wrote this poem. It is his poem. So Krishna, he understands that each and every living entity has his free will. Therefore, he was not of the qualities of the demons. For a kshatriya, a military man, shooting arrows at the enemy is considered transcendental, and refraining from such a duty is demoniac. Therefore, there was no cause for Arjuna to lament. Anyone who performs the regulative principles of the different orders of life is transcendentally situated. And we are going to the verse number 6. And we're going to ask someone to read this verse. For example, Mataji Mira. Please kindly read this verse and translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dau Buddha Sargau Loke Ashmin Deva Asura Evacha Devo Vishta Rashaka Prokta Ashuram Partha Me Shruno. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O son of Pritha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demonic. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So you see, when we are speaking about demonic personalities and divine personalities, it is not that it is form of life. It is a type of consciousness, state of consciousness. But at the same way, let's take an example of Prahlada Maharaj. Prahlada Maharaj is a devotee, but he is saying, my body is demoniac because I belong to this dynasty where Hiranyakashipu is there. So from bodily point of view, maybe, but but consciousness is much more important. So it is not about a form of life. It is about type of consciousness. And this consciousness can be changed because of association. We associate with devotees and we can get devotional qualities. There are divine qualities and there are devotional qualities. There are two lists of qualities. They are different. One list of 26 qualities is there. The first 3 verses of 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It is divine qualities. And devotional qualities are described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Also, there is a list of 26 qualities of a devotee. but it is another list. But anyway, these qualities can be developed. How to develop divine qualities or how to develop devotional qualities? How to become a devotee? Once a disciple, he asked Srila Prabhupada, how to become a devotee? Srila Prabhupada, he answered, how do they become drunkards? Just by associating with other drunkards, and just by going to the places where drunkards are gathering. So the same way, you associate with devotees, and then these devotional qualities will be there. What is the difference? If we are speaking about demoniacs and divines from the point of view that it is about state of consciousness, what is the main difference? The main difference, it is their attitude to the sacred scriptures. Not only Vedas, any scriptures revealed and given by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very simple, very simple difference between those who are demonic or asuric and those who are divine. Those who are born with divine qualities follow a regulated life. That is to say, they abide by the injunctions in scriptures and by the authorities. One should perform duties in the light of authoritative scripture. This mentality is called divine. One who doesn't follow the regulative principles as they are laid down in the scriptures and who acts according to his whims is called demoniac or asuric. There is no other criterion but obedience to the regulative principles of scriptures. So it is the main point or the main rule how to distinguish what kind of qualities are there or which nature, demoniac nature or divine nature prevails only on the basis of this criterion. What is our attitude or what is someone's attitude to the regulative principles of scriptures? Because again, it is not about religious fanaticism. It is not about that you have to follow because it is written here like this and it is rule and you have to follow. It is also some kind of violent preaching. We're not going to follow this path of violent preaching. It is not the point that one has to follow, there is no other way, and so on. The idea is that Supreme Lord somehow he decided to manifest his will, his desires through sacred scriptures, and the attitude toward principles of scriptures, it is basically the attitude toward Krishna himself. For example, one cannot say, I very much like my Guruji, but I don't like his instructions. I very much love my Guruji, but I don't like his instructions. His instructions are strange, but he himself, he is a nice guy. I see him and I become very much inspired when I see him. There is no difference from philosophical point of view and even from practical point of view. There is no difference between spiritual master and his instructions. So the same way, there is Krishna and there are sacred scriptures given by him. So our attitude to these sacred scriptures, it is the attitude to Krishna, to his will. The same way like our attitude to devotees also helps Krishna to understand something about us. To understand, are we ready to go to spiritual world? Or maybe better that this guy first he should go through some training with devotees to develop the qualities that will help him to deal with devotees nicely, and then maybe Krishna will think that maybe this guy will be needed in spiritual world or maybe he should remain a little bit more in material world, helping other devotees to develop tolerance while they are trying to deal with him because he has to purify his heart. And those who have to purify their hearts usually because they are in the process of purification, right? So they can create some discomfort in relationships between each other. It is the way how we're progressing spiritually. Sometimes some devotees can disturb
Krishna
us.
Prabhu.
Yeah? Yes?
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Just
Krishna.
one clarification needed.
Oh, okay, Dwarkadиш Prabhuji.
Yeah. Both demons and devas
Yeah.
are born out of great sage Kashyapa.
Mm.
But so the decision of coming into demon and devas through the mothers, how that is coming into that? Is it the timing of conception, or because he is a great sage,
Mm.
through his Siemens, the devas born, Siemens, demons born.
Yeah.
How the influencing coming into picture?
So I'm not getting the point. What is the question?
No, great sage Kashyapa is the father of both demon and devas.
Yes.
So Aditi is Deva's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Diti is demon's mother.
Mm-hmm.
So the semen is coming from one father, so
Yes.
different mothers. So how it can be demons and this? Is this because the conception time,
Uh-huh.
or it's a lila again?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, it is also described in Bhagavatam because the circumstances how these demons were born from Kashyapa. They were born because this sexual intercourse happened in improper time.
Different conceiving. Different conceiving time, not...
Yes, it is the question of time. It is the question of time, and because of that time, particular living entities were attracted in the womb of the mother. That's why, again, we're coming back to this, to the need of following Garbhadana Samskara and also following some rules about when this intercourse is recommended and when it is not recommended. Yeah, there are some rules. And these rules are given by Krishna, and the attitude to these rules also makes the difference between demon and divine person. Some more questions, Dwarakadish Prabhuji? Some more questions?
Yeah, even though I think Sage Kashyapa has won both wives, as with the other wife, during this conceiving, during this association time, the child won't be...
That's why it is not that everything depends on semen. It's not.
There will be demonic qualities.
Yeah, it is not that everything depends on semen. It depends on state of consciousness. It depends on time also. It is described in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in that chapter about pregnancy of Aditi, right? Or Diti. It is described there. Mm-hmm.
So both father and mother's mindset must be in a devotional form before the relationship. Then it becomes a devas.
Yeah, one can become a deva if he is engaged in devotional service, if he is obedient to sacred scriptures, and this obedience can be developed if we get a proper association, which will help us. That's why the sadhu sangha is needed. Because of sadhu sangha, we develop gratitude to parampara. We develop this ability to estimate whatever matchless gifts are given by Srila Prabhupada to us, like this. In such way, we help each other to remain in this mood of gratitude and obedience to ISKCON, to Srila Prabhupada. And we are going to the verse number 7, okay? Verse number 7. And whom we are going to ask to read. Keshavi Palini Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Pravitim cha niritim cha janana vidusuraha na saucham na picha charu na satyam te suvidyate. Translation: Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So there is one option, one ability of one's intelligence. In Sanskrit, it is called Viveka Shakti. Viveka Shakti, or their power to discriminate between what is to be done and what is not to be done. The power to discriminate what is beneficial, what is not beneficial, what is material, what is spiritual, what is bona fide, what is not bona fide. It is called Viveka Shakti, the discrimination power. And the source of this discrimination power is sacred scripture, is Shastra. So demoniacs, they don't know what is to be done and what is not to be done because they reject Shastra. They reject Shastra, because of that they lose the opportunity to understand what is beneficial, what is not beneficial. Again, when we are speaking about this discrimination, it is not some kind of discrimination. It is discrimination from the point of view of Krishna, point of view of devotional service. What is desirable and what is not desirable for spiritual life. And if they reject this, then materialistic intelligence works. Different conceptions of sense enjoyment is there. And on the basis of this sense enjoyment conception, they develop their own Viveka Shakti, their own discrimination, what is bad and what is good. And the criterion is very simple. Those who are helping me to satisfy my senses and to enjoy my senses, those people are nice. And those people who are not helping, or those who are creating some impediments, they are my enemies. And ideally I should kill them, all of them, like we will read in next verses. It depends on a person. To some people, according to their karma, power is given, position in life can be given, and some people having this demoniac mentality, they even really they can kill other living entities. But if position is not so, from social point of view, is not so strong, then it will be just some kind of a person who is torturing his relatives with his bad character and so on. But he is not killing anyone just because he doesn't have power to kill anyone. It depends. There is a demoniac inclination or demoniac mentality, and there are capacities. Capacities are given by karma. To some living entities, great capacities are given to manifest their qualities, godly qualities or demoniac qualities. It depends on what kind of qualities they have. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he usually was saying that it is really important to preach Krishna consciousness to VIP, to people who are who can influence, who are leaders, who are rulers, leaders, great scientists, and so on and so on. Those who can influence on the life of society. Because if some spiritual understanding will be given to them, then their nature, their karma to influence on other people also will be engaged there, and other people also will be following these principles of sattvic life or spiritual life or whatever. Yad yad acharati shristhas. Maybe you remember this verse from 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yad yad acharati shristhas. Whatever great personality is doing, ordinary people, they are following. Viveka Shakti. If Viveka Shakti, if some spiritual understanding is given to those people who can influence on general masses of people, it is really nice. And it is beneficial for those who are helping to these leaders, for leaders themselves, for those who are under guidance of these leaders. It is good for everyone. Like the same way, like Srila Prabhupada, he wrote a letter to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati just before his departure, and he asked the same question, what should I do? What should be my service? And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati answered him. He told him that you preach Krishna consciousness in English-speaking world outside India, and it will be beneficial for yourself. It will be beneficial for those who will be listening you. So this Shastra, sacred scripture, which gives Viveka Shakti to living entities, is really beneficial to understand what should be done, what should not be done. And here in purport, again, we were speaking today about religious hypocrisy. So in purport, the same idea is there. Therefore, it is stated here that the demons do not know the scriptural rules, nor they have any inclination to follow them. Most of them do not know them, and even if some of them know, they have not the tendency to follow them. They have no faith, nor they are willing to act in terms of the Vedic injunctions. The demons are not clean either externally, internally. One should always be careful to keep his body clean by bathing, brushing, teething, shaving, changing clothes, etc. As far as internal cleanliness is concerned, one should always remember the holy names of God and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The demons neither like nor follow all these rules for external and internal cleanliness. And now, just to expand this point, to elaborate a little bit more on this point, we will listen short Srila Prabhupada's class on this verse 16.7, very short class. The duration is 16 minutes only. Today is very special day because 60 years ago, ISKCON was established in New York. Today we celebrate this day, very special day. Because of this day, we are going to listen Srila Prabhupada himself a little bit, to listen his transcendental vibration. It will be really beneficial for everyone. And it will be much more powerful than my attempts to speak and to explain something. And this class was given, just let me tell you where it was given. It was given in Hyderabad, 14th of December 1976. It is verse 16.7. We are going to listen this short class. The duration of this class is 16 minutes, and then we will continue. You listen Srila Prabhupada very attentively, and then maybe we will even discuss his class. Hare Krishna.
So, we're discussing yesterday about the demons or non-devotees. Demons means non-devotees. That I have explained. Devata means demigods and demons. The demons, they do not know which way they have to lead their life. That they do not. Pravittincha nivittincha janano vidurasura. Na sauchanga na pichachara na sattanga teshu vidyate. These are the first qualification of the demons, that they do not know which way one has to make progress. That they do not. This is the defect of the modern civilization. They have universities, educational institutions, and advancement of knowledge, so on, so on. But ask them, what is the aim of life? Why education is being imparted? What is the purpose? These are the. Do they know?
No.
They simply know how to eat, how to sleep, how to have sex, and how to defend. For this purpose, they are giving education. And that is, does it require any education? How to eat? Everyone, even a child, he knows. You give him something eatable, he takes and he knows it is to be put here, not there. Natural. You don't require any education for these things, primary, wants of the body, eating, sleeping, sex. It doesn't require any high education, how to enjoy sex life. Everyone knows. Even the cats and dogs, they know. Simply eating, everyone knows. Sleeping, it doesn't require that you have to sleep in this. Whenever you feel tired, then you sleep. But the Asurajana, they do not know what is the purpose of education. That they do not. This is the beginning of Asura's life. Pravritti and Nimitti. Pravritti means what is called incentive, which makes there is a grain of sugar, and the ant knows there is a grain of sugar. He is running after it. That is pravritti. And nimitti means I have passed my life in this way, but it is not actually my progress of life. I should stop this way of life. I should go to the spiritual realization. That is nimitti marga. There are two ways, pravritti and nimitti. Pravritti means we are going to the darkest region. Adanta gobhi visatang tamasa. Because we cannot control our senses, adanta means uncontrolled, and go means senses. Adanta gobhi visatang tamasa. Just like we see varieties of life, so there is life also in the hell, tamisha. So either you go to the hellish condition of life, or you go to the path of liberation. Both ways are open to you. So if you go to the hellish condition of life, that is called pravritti marga, and if you go towards the path of liberation, that is nimitti marga. This Krishna consciousness movement is training of nimitti marga. The basic principle, so many no's. No means nimitti. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. So this is the no path. So that they do not know. When we say so many no's, they think it is brainwash. Not brainwash. It is actual. If you want to develop your spiritual life, then you have to stop so many nuisance. That is nivittima. The usuras, they do not know. Because they do not know when nivittimarga, no, the path of no is recommended, they become angry. They become angry. Murkhaya upadesa hi prakopaya na santa. Vayapanam bhujammanam kevalam visavardhanam. Those are rascals, fools. If you speak something valuable for his life, he will not hear it. He will become angry. The example is given, Vayapanam bhujanganam kevalam visavardhanam. Just like if a snake, if you ask the snake that I shall give you daily a cup of milk, do not commit this harmful life, biting unnecessarily others. You come here, take a cup of milk and live peacefully. That he will not be able. He, by drinking that cup of milk, his poison will increase. And as soon as the poison will increase, it is also another itching sensation. He wants to bite. He'll bite. So the result will be Vayapanam bhujanganam kevala visavardhanam. The more they starve, that is good for them, because the poison will not increase. The nature's law is there. And as soon as one sees a snake, immediately everyone becomes alert to kill the snake. And by nature's law, it is said, even a great saintly person, he does not lament when a snake is killed. Modeta sadhurapi sarpa Vishtika sarpa hatya. Prahlad Maharaj said, when his father was killed and Nrsimhadev was still angry, so he pacified Lord Nrsimha, said, now you can give up your anger, because nobody is unhappy on account of my father being killed. Means I am also not unhappy. I am also happy. Because my father was just like a snake and a scorpion. So even a great saintly person is happy when a scorpion or a snake is killed. They are not happy if somebody is killed. Even an ant is killed, a saintly person is unhappy. But a saintly person, when he sees that a snake is killed, he is happy. He is happy. So, we should not follow the life of a snake, pravritti marga. Human life is meant on nimitti marga. We have got so many bad habits. To give up these bad habits, that is human life. If we cannot do that, then we are not making any spiritual progress of life. Spiritual progress, so long you will have a little desire for committing sinful life for your sense gratification, you will have to accept a next body. And as soon as you accept a material body, then you will suffer. Jena, it is said that Nunang pramatta kurute vikarma. These rascals, they are mad, they are committing sinful life simply for sense gratification. There is no need of committing sinful life, but for sense gratification, they are doing that. The Rishabhdev says, It is not good. Because for sense gratification, you have got already this body, and you know, experiencing that you are suffering threefold misery, and again you are committing something which will oblige you to accept another body. This is not good. This is not good. We should do in such a way that we may not accept again this material body. That will save us from all suffering. Material body means it is given to you for your suffering, but that they do not know. They think you are enjoying, eating, sleeping, mating. In any body, you will have these facilities. Vishaya kholu sarvatasya. Even you become a dog, or you become a hog, or you become a man, or you become a demigod, these four facilities you will get everywhere. Eating facility, sleeping facility, sex facilities, and defense facilities you will get. Vishaya khalu sarvatasya. As a human form of life, these facilities should be minimized, denied, not only minimized, no meat eating, no illicit sex. That is nivrittima. But the Asuras, they do not know. Pravrittincha nivritti, that this life is meant for nivritti marga. They do not know. When you say, don't do this, they think otherwise. Vayapanam bhujanganam kevalam bhujavardhanam. Na sauchang napi cha achara. And why they become addicted to sense gratification? Because they are not clean. Saucha. Saucha is the qualification of Brahmana. We are getting sacred thread, but we are neglecting how to remain Saucha, Suchi. Suchinang simatangihi yoga bhasta sanjaya. Suchi means first class Brahmana. So we are accepting sacred thread to become first class Brahmana, Suchi. But we do not know, after eating, we have to wash our hands. We are taking the handkerchief and finish. See, this kind of Brahmana, what they will do? That is not even a civilized man. We should be very, very careful how to follow the rules and regulations. That is nivritti marga. If we still remain in pravritti marga, then we will not be able to make any advance in spiritual life. And if we do not make advance in spiritual life, then again and again, sarira tatha dehantara prapti dhira sattva namaya. Everyone is suffering on account of this body, and this human body is meant for ending this suffering. That should be the aim of life. But those who are asuras, they do not know how to end this life of suffering and accept the life of anandamaya vyasa, simply ananda in Vaikuntha, in Goloka Vrindavan. Krishna, to live with him as his associate, we have no information. We are demons, and therefore we take pleasure in so-called material activities, and that means we are doomed. We should stop this nonsense and take the principles of nivritti marga. Then our life will be successful. Thank you very much.
Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе, Харе Рама, Рама Рама, Харе Харе. You see, when we are...
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
You like the class, right?
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
very good. Naradam Prabhuji.
Yes,
Naradam
Prabhuji.
Uh-huh.
Based on the class by Srila Prabhupada, and going back to the word-for-word translation in the verse, we got pravritim meaning acting properly, and nivritim not acting improperly, but this mean the same thing.
Just tell me the number of the verse.
The same verse, 16.7.
16.7, and you are
What?
asking about pravritim, nivritim, acting properly, not acting improperly. Looks like it is all the same, right?
Yes.
But you see, if we will look in the translation itself, it is written what is to be done and what is not to be done. That's
So
interesting.
based on Srila
Okay.
Prabhupada's lecture here,
Uh-huh.
pravritim is demoniac, and
Uh-huh.
nivritim is the way we have to act.
The idea is nivriti means we are trying to become free from the qualities.
Yes.
Because of those qualities we are in samsara. We are trying to become free from impediments that because of these impediments we are here. Nivriti, like we have the term anartha nivriti. Anartha nivriti means to become free from anarthas, and pravriti means to accumulate whatever is pleasant for the senses. It can be even on religious platform, because Vedas, they give some license for sense enjoyment. I mean that part of Vedic literature which belongs to Karma Kanda section. So this path is also there.
Yeah, that's what Srila Prabhupada gave the example of. Pravritim is life of a snake.
Yeah.
So just like taking milk and still developing more poison to bite people.
Yes.
So acting like a demoniac sort of quality.
Yes, means whatever prestige, whatever material resources are given to the demon, they cannot use it for benefit of themselves or for benefit of other people. And the reason is very simple. Viveka Shakti is not there. Viveka Shakti, discrimination power, understanding what are the consequences of these actions, of that actions. A lot of things can be given, but if someone is demoniac, then he will be overusing this, misusing these things. It works like this. Okay, thank you.
Give a very nice example here. Like nivritim means no, and so no meat eating, no intoxication. So that's developing good qualities.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you see, maybe you have pay attention on the point that usually if ordinary Vaishnavas, when it comes to the point to speak about demons and divine natures, usually there is a tradition to blame demons, but there is a mood of compassion toward demons. In this Srila Prabhupada's class, there is a compassion. They just do not know how to live. They have no idea how to achieve this blissful life. It is an interesting point. It is Srila Prabhupada's compassion. That's why he established ISKCON, and today we're celebrating 60 years of since establishment of ISKCON movement. 60 years, 60. A lot of things are already done, and much more has to be done. And you please get and develop the spiritual knowledge in your hearts, and also try to be good instruments in ISKCON mission. Just help ISKCON and help devotees to develop this movement according to your capacities, to your qualities. We're going further. Nice class. And also one of the advantages of some Srila Prabhupada's classes are that these classes are short. Short, but the essence is given.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Yeah, that's right. So look, one more point.
Prabhu, just one question. It means that in
yes,
the,
please.
Yeah, in the translation, pravirtim acting properly. That means the word not is missing there. Not acting properly, right?
Okay.
Nivritti means not acting improperly. That is looks correct.
Uh-huh.
But pravritti, I think that is acting properly. Actually, it's not acting properly, right? Can I say that?
Well,
Nivritti means it's not acting.
usually when we use these terms, pravriti mark and nivriti mark, nivriti it is the prescriptions of Vedas that help us to become free from samsara. Nivriti mark. And usually this path, this mark is against sense enjoyment, or at least this sense enjoyment is restricted according to the rules. It is the way of nivriti mark. Because otherwise, if we become attached to different sense enjoyments here, then next body will be given to us, like Srila Prabhupada explained in this class. So Nivriti mark, it is about to become free from the desires of these materialistic enjoyments, and we are trying to replace these tastes with higher taste, with taste of spiritual life. It is Nivriti mark. And Pravriti mark means pious life, where the main idea is sense enjoyment, heavenly planets, karma kanda, all these things. That is the point. Means that sense enjoyment is needed. Again, I am not sure about this word by word translation. Just let me look in Russian translation. Maybe it will make it more clear for me and for us also. Just let me compare how they translated. What is the Russian translation of this word by word translation? Just one moment. Right here, like this. Okay, let's see. Well, in our word-by-word translation, pravritim means proper action, nivritim means improper action. Means that here, in this particular context, we're not using terms nivriti mark, pravriti mark. We're using just terms pravriti, nivriti, and pravriti means what has to be done, and nivriti means what doesn't have to be done. That's all. It is not about margas in this particular case of word-by-word translation. Okay.
So Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So
Hare
is it
Krishna.
easy if we think that do's and don'ts?
Yes, exactly. Dos and don'ts, or vaidhas and nishedhas in Sanskrit. Vaidhi means prescriptions, and nishedhas means don'ts, what is prohibited to do. Yes, exactly. Yama niyama also, these terms can be used. Yama niyama. So, look, because this discrimination power is not there, because they don't know what is to be done, what is not to be done, even in case when they are dealing with some religious processes, they are distorting the very understanding of different religious rituals or processes according to their own vision, their own desires, their own whimsical desires. In Surrender Unto Me, a very nice example is given. I will just show you this example. It is some kind of Vedic tale where mentality of a demon is shown. Purport written by Burijan Prabhu to the 7th verse. Because Shastra defines the difference between engagement in religious and in irreligious life, it follows that those bereft of discrimination between proper and improper actions are also bereft of either faith in Shastra or a proper understanding of it. Thus, the demoniac, rather than basing their actions on Shastra, base them on bodily consciousness. Therefore, they act with little concern for truth or the welfare of others. Even a demon propounds a philosophy, its value is compared to the preaching of the vulture and the jackal. It is Vedic tale. Once a boy died, and his relatives, lamenting with great emotion, gathered around the body in preparation for the funeral ceremony. Suddenly a jackal appeared and with sweet words began to glorify the affection which those present felt for the boy. He also began to speak on the boy's wonderful qualities, and then requested those present to spend the precious hours until sunset, before which a body should be cremated, bathed in sweet remembrance of the boy. They could return in the morning to burn the body, he said. Meanwhile, a vulture, after eyeing the situation from above, swooped down. He immediately began philosophically refuting the jackal's words. The vulture explained that the soul, the actual loved one with the body, had already departed, and that lamenting for a dead body was simply sentimental and foolish. The vulture then recommended that all present should become philosophically fixed in the difference between body and soul, and should leave without further lamentation. In this way, the vulture, who would feast on the body if the relatives left, spoke to defeat the jackal's argument. The jackal, being a creature of the night, planned to devour the body in the dark. Regardless of the specific words spoken, the vulture, the jackal, and the demoniac speak philosophy only to achieve their selfish ends. It works like this. In Vaishnava society, we also can see some cases when people, they are trying to promote their own ideas by supporting this with Prabhupada quotes. They are using Prabhupada quotes, but they are using these Prabhupada quotes just to promote their own ideas. What should be our attitude? Our attitude should be that Srila Prabhupada is on the first place. His will, his plans, his vision, it is the most important. When we are trying to read these books, Srila Prabhupada's books, his letters, his classes, we are trying to listen and so on, our main consideration should be to understand what is his intention, what he wants from us. But the demoniac mentality works in opposite way. First of all, let me think, what do I want? And then I will support my idea with different quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books, or from, if they belong to Christianity or Muslim religion, from Quran or from Bible. So it works like this. Whose desires are most important? My desires or desires of my spiritual master? It is the position of a devotee. This introspectiveness is needed to understand what desires, whose desires I put on the first place. Otherwise, even spiritual practitioners, they can be like this jackal and vulture. They can they can act the same way. So we should try to understand this truth given, explained in books, Srila Prabhupada's books. Whatever this truth is there, it is there, and it is our religion. Krishna's will, Krishna's desires are our religion. It is not that our religion is our desires and then we're trying to support or to prove our desires or whims by some quotes from sacred scriptures. And we're going to the book which is called Srila Prabhupada's Quotes. And just let's see what kind of quotes we have here about this, regarding this subject matter. So Srila Prabhupada, again, he encourages us that if we practice Krishna consciousness, even if we have some demoniac inclinations, we can purify our consciousness from these things. The main point is to be sincere. Srila Prabhupada, is it possible for one person to be part demon and part devotee in the same person? Devotee is asking Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is answering, if he is a devotee, he is not demon at all, if he is devotee. But he may have some demoniac qualities, yes. That if he is seriously devotee, that demoniac qualities will disappear very soon. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma, apichet sudaracharo, bhajate mam ananya bhak, sadur eva samantavyah. Bhagavad Gita 9:30. Just like electric fan is moving and you make the switch off, still you will find it is moving. But that movement will stop very soon because switch is off. Similarly, a devotee, if it is sometimes found that he is demoniac, that demoniac, if he is sincerely devotee, that demoniac qualities will go very soon. Some inclinations can be there, character is there, but anyway, it is not the reason to blame ourselves or others that someone is a demon or we are demons, because again, to be a demon, it is a title. To be a demon, it is not a cheap thing. Ravana is a demon. Hiranyakashipu is a demon. They are great from the point of view of demoniac qualities. They achieved a lot. We can have some kind of inclinations that we can call asuric inclinations, but anyway, it can go away if we are sincere. Also, one more example of demoniac quality Srila Prabhupada describes. There are many people, they do not like us because we are preaching God consciousness. This is our fault. Even in our country, in India, the government don't like us because nowadays, everywhere practically, the demonic people being very much increased. The government is also demonic, so they don't like people in divine nature. They will tolerate all kinds of noise, barking of the dogs, the motor car passing, the airplane on overhead. But as soon as there is kirtana, they are disturbed. They will tolerate so many different types of noise, but they will not tolerate kirtana. That is from the very beginning. Means these demoniac qualities are from birth. Abhijatasya. In New York, when we started this movement, so in the morning at 7 o'clock, we used to hold our class, and there was little sound. Immediately the tenants, means inhabitants of this house, the tenants from upwards, they will come down and complain. Sometimes they will call for police. And on the street, 2nd Avenue, there is always big trucks and motor cars going on, heavy sound. Then in your country, the garbage carrier sound, the digging sound, so many sound they will tolerate. And as soon as Hare Krishna, it is intolerable. This is demoniac, the demoniac. They will not hear because that will do good for them by hearing. They will not accept it. They will not accept what is beneficial for them. Like Srila Prabhupada told in today's class, if you are giving good advice to a fool, he will reject this advice and he even will become angry at you. And at the same time, so many motor cars and trucks are producing sound, and garbage carrier, maybe you know, those who are from India or were visiting India, you know that there is a tradition in India that these cars that carry garbage, there is some equipment, musical equipment, which plays the song in Hindi language, and in this song, they are advertising this idea that you throw your garbage, keep your place clean, don't collect garbage, come here and throw garbage in me, I am machine of garbage, throw garbage here. And people are okay with this noise, and people are okay when in India these people on bicycles, they are driving and they are shouting names of different vegetables and fruits. They are okay with this. But if to chant holy names of Supreme Lord, it is intolerable. Some people, they are saying like this, intolerable for them. So we're going further. So you see this Viveka Shakti is important. It is given by Shastra. Otherwise, if there is no Viveka Shakti, then we are lost in this material world. We don't know how to live, what is the direction of our life, what to do. So what is the difference? That is also interesting point. What is the difference between Asuric people and so-called innocent people to whom we can preach Krishna consciousness, who are not opposing? People are lost because they are lacking this Viveka Shakti. So innocent people are those who understand that maybe I'm lacking this Viveka Shakti, maybe I have to learn something new, and they are not opposing. But Asuric people, they have no Viveka Shakti, but they have strong faith in their own conditioned so-called Viveka Shakti, based on this idea that those who are helping me with my sense enjoyment, they are my friends. And those who are creating troubles, they are my enemies. Very simple. So they have faith in this conception. And in this chapter, 16th chapter, we will learn much more about their mentality, and they have faith in this. And because of that, it will be difficult to preach Krishna consciousness to them. Usually even Madhyama Adhikaris, they are avoiding demons. They are avoiding asuras. Because in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, there are prescriptions for devotees, and the level of Madhyama Adhikari is described like Madhyama Adhikari who is able to distinguish. He has Viveka Shakti, so he loves Krishna, he makes friends with devotees, he preaches Krishna consciousness to innocent people, and he avoids demons, avoids Asuric personalities. Upeksha. In Sanskrit we call it upeksha, to ignore, or to neglect, or better to avoid, or not to, not to deal with. And it is also the form how Madhyama Adhikari shows his compassion toward demoniac Asuric people. He is avoiding Asuric people because if he will not be avoiding Asuric people, then these people will commit more and more offenses to Krishna, to holy name, and so on, and their situation which will become more difficult and more heavier. It will become heavier. So it is also the way how Madhyama Adhikari helps to everyone. He makes friends with devotees because devotees because it is possible to make friends with devotees. He's preaching to innocent people because they don't reject, and even to those who are demons, they are helping them by avoiding them, by not to making their situation more heavy. So it is the situation of a Madhyama Adhikari. Even Madhyama Adhikari doesn't preach to demons. They are not preaching to demons. Uttama Adhikari, well, he can preach to demoniac personalities like Narada Muni. He converted Mrigari, the hunter Mrigari, to whom? To saintly person, hunter Mrigari. And also there is nice example with Jagai and Madhai, but it is who converted them to saintly people, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Again, it is not for it is not for simple living entities to preach to the demons. Demons are very much fixed in their position. Usually they are suffering. They are suffering a lot again and again, and because of the suffering, maybe after some time, and because of some contact with prasadam, because of some pious activities, maybe somehow they will become more godly personalities. But if we are speaking about those who are really fixed in demoniac mentality, usually it is recommended to avoid them, and we should not we should not think that our capacities to preach are really so great that we can convert such person. First of all, we have to protect our own Bhaktivata. Krishna is everywhere. He is in everyone's heart. He is Paramatma Super Soul. He will take care of everyone. You can preach to, you can pray. You can pray for their benefit if you feel some compassion to some people who manifest demoniac qualities. Bhagavad Gita 16.8. Bhakti Priya Madhavi Mataji, would you like to read the verse? 16.8. Hare Krishna.
असत्यमप्रतिष्ठं ते जगदाहुरनीश्वरम् अपरस्परसम्भूतं किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Hare Krishna.
So you see, it is because of envy. To be envious, it is also demoniac quality. The explanation very simple. For example, we feel some envy towards someone. Usually, natural tendency is to avoid that person, because if we see that person and we know this person is really successful and we didn't achieve this success, and because of this envy is there in the heart. But if I don't see this person, then nothing reminds me that about this feeling, and I feel myself nicely putting myself in still putting myself in the center of my life. So it is the natural tendency. If someone is envious, he is trying to remove that person to whom he is envious. He is trying to remove him from his from his vision. That's why Asuric people, they are thinking that this world is Anishwaram, no God in control. Very simple reason. I myself, I want to control everything. I want to control my life, my sense enjoyment. I want to be person number one in my life. And this idea that someone is controlling me is so unpleasant. That's why they reject that God is in control of everything. Otherwise, if they will accept that God controls everything, they'll have to accept also both laws of karma and transmigration. The law of responsibility for their own actions, they will have to accept this also. But actions are really horrible. Actions are ugra karma, like it will be described in the next verse, which we will read on Monday, because today our time is almost over. We're going to read one quote from Srila Prabhupada Quotes book regarding this Anishwaram principle, or this idea that there is no controller in this world. And we will read this quote and we will stop at this point. So, Bhagavad Gita 16.8 class, which is given on Hawaii, 4th of February 1975. There is no pilot. It is controlled by the Supreme. In the material stage, we think that it is being controlled by the laws of material nature. That is also fact. But behind the laws of material nature, there is Krishna. The material laws of material nature is not working blindly. That is a fact. Combination of material thing, a big, nice airship is moving. There are iron, aluminium, wood, and petrol, so many other things. But this combination of material things, if it is kept in one place in many thousands of years, it will not fly. It will not fly. The petrol is here, everything is there, unless the pilot is there. When the pilot comes, he pushes the button, then it becomes. So these foolish, these atheistic persons, mudhas, they cannot see. There must be a spiritual touch. In spite of all electronic arrangement, unless there is a spiritual, the pilot is spiritual being, unless he touches his finger, it is not moving. So how this gigantic material manifestation can work independently? They have no sense. Therefore they say Jagat, Ahur, Anishwaram. Anishwaram, there is no pilot. It is moving automatically. This is Asuric conclusion, how it can move. Where is your experience that simply combination of material thing can move the machine? Where is your experience? How do you say like that? It is very common sense. Therefore Krishna said, these rascals, these demons, they say Jagat, Ahur, Anishwaram, there is no controller. Srila Prabhupada gives this analogy in many of his classes. He is speaking that there is no machine or mechanism which will not work without a person who will be taking care of this mechanism, like car, airplane, or even this machine which sells water. Maybe you have these machines that sell water in Malaysia. Do you have these machines? You put few coins and you get pure water from the machine. You have this? Okay. Great, very nice. So you see, even this machine will not work if someone will not be looking after this machine on regular basis. Time to time they are coming, they are taking money from this machine, they are changing filters. It works like this. So Srila Prabhupada explains that there are people, they are thinking there is no creator. Anishwaram, there is no creator, there is no controller. Just look at your life. Just look on these very simple examples that there is no machine that will be working without control. There is no process which will be working by itself. For example, let's take an example of some business affairs. Business will not go by itself. Businessman has to control many processes in his business, otherwise it will be ruined. So everywhere, control is needed everywhere. The supreme controller is Krishna, but demons are envious to Krishna, so they are trying to remove Krishna from his vision, their vision. They are trying to be Bahirmukha. Bahirmukha means we're moving our head in such direction that now we are not able to see Krishna. We're looking somewhere else. We're looking somewhere else and we're asking where God is looking. Why I'm unhappy? Where God is looking? And the answer is, but where are you looking? You look at Krishna and you will be happy. Thank you very much for your kind attention. If you have some questions, please ask these questions. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Dwarkadish Prabhuji, do you have questions?
No, Prabhu.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Means no questions, right?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. See you on Monday. Vancha kalpatarubhya chakri pasinubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Recording stopped.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.